Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode. This is the fourth episode of this series, and we start today's episode by seeing that Olympiacos rejected our bid for Masuaku that we put in the last episode. As you can see, he's a 21-year-old, 74 overall French left-back, and they didn't like our initial bid, so we put in a new one here of £4.5 million, and we shall wait and see what they say. Here, they want £6.5 million, but he's valued at £3.4 million. We don't have to pay the full £6.5 million, I know that for sure, and hopefully they'll be okay with £2 million less. But following that, we saw a bid come in here for Pierre-Michel Lasogga. Now, how about this? Hoffenheim want to take him off our hands and put in a bid of £9.5 million. Now, that's £1.5 million over his valuation. He's 23 years old, 78 overall rated striker. We ask for 14 million, and we shall wait and see what they say. Now, of course, he's a decent young striker, and it would be a shame to sell him after his heroics in my Hertha Berlin career mode. But as I said in the last episode, he is a little bit sluggish this year. Haven't started off too well with him, so he may be on his way out of the club just 4 episodes in. I did say at the start of this series he and Holtby are going to be the 2 players I'd look out for in our opening season with Hamburg, but maybe he'll be leaving the club. We shall have to wait and see. Still, we take on FC Köln here for the first and only game of today's episode, as deadline day comes straight after this one. Taking on FC Köln. Now, last season Köln finished in 12th place, I think it was, or possibly 13th, but I think it was 12th last season. They got some decent players as well. None better, in my opinion, than Timo Horn, who's a very talented young goalkeeper, only 22 years old, but already played over 100 games for his club. So taking on Köln here, away from home. Of course, this is the side we bought Yannick Gerhardt from as well in the last episode. Taking on FC Köln here, and Timo Horn, well, I sung his praise just a few minutes ago, or a few seconds ago, I should say, and as you can see, it started this game off really brightly too. 2 big saves from the young goalkeeper there, kept it at 0-0, and Köln almost took the lead as well through Anthony Modeste in the 21st minute. Thankfully, the French striker's header went over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So the break, it was 0-0, still goalless in this game away from home. But in the second half here, directly from kickoff, we had a chance to open the scoring and make it 1-0 to break the deadlock. Dermich goes down the right-hand side here, momentarily lost the ball, but then won it back, took on Heinz, beat him. A fantastic solo run from Dermich, who sprints inside the area, and Bittencourt takes him down with a terrible slide challenge, and the referee has no hesitation in awarding a penalty. So penalty to Hamburg, and what a run by Dermich. I've seen some comments saying don't play him on the right side of midfield, play him up top instead, but that was a wonderful solo run there down the right hand side. He did momentarily lose the ball, yes, and lose control of it, but won it back and also won us a penalty. So a great run there by Dermich on loan from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Penalty to Hamburg. Aaron Hunt was standing up to take our first penalty of the season, but instead of letting him take it, I gave it to Pierre-Michel Lasogga. I thought this is a chance for him here. Didn't score in his opening 3 games. Will he score here? Lasogga against the goalkeeper Timo Horn. I was contemplating giving it to someone else, and instead I thought I'll give it to Lasogga. Can I get him his first goal of the season? Well, sadly, I did sing the guy's praises pre-game, and I'm singing them once again in-game. Timo Horn, who made 2 fantastic saves in the first half, makes an incredible save here from the penalty, gets his trailing left arm to it, and turns it behind for a corner. An unbelievable save by the 22-year-old, and he keeps the score scoreless here away from home. So still FC Köln 0, Hamburg 0, in a game which was so frustrating, so I felt we'd be playing better, but just couldn't find the back of the net. So Lasogga missing the penalty, still no goals to start the season off, and it is still 0-0 here. In the 71st minute though, Gerhardt gets on the ball here down the right hand side and finds Dermich. Dermich causing damage in this game, takes it around Hector, gets himself inside and goes for goal, puts the shot just off target though and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0, and it's looking like the game was definitely going to finish as a goalless draw. Another chance for us here in the 83rd minute is young found Lasogga, but once again Pierre-Michel Lasogga failed to find the back of the net. He still hasn't scored, and once again he was denied by the brilliant Timo Horn, who was having a stormer in goal for the home side. But in the 88th minute, one final chance for us to win the game here. Timo Werner gets on the ball and roulettes around his man, gives it to Lewis Holtby, who plays a 1-2 with the young striker. He runs through 1-on-1, takes it round the last defender, and finally, with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go, Timo Werner runs to the cameraman, celebrates with his new teammates as he gets his first goal in a Hamburg shirt. FC Köln 0, Hamburg 1, and the young striker who was playing left midfield, I actually pushed him up to play striker alongside alongside La Soga in a 4-4-2 diamond wide as the game was coming to its latter stages. What a decision that proved to be, because Werner ran through, used his pace, and a great finish as well ensures that we will get the 3 points. So final score, FC Köln 0, Hamburg 1. A great win for us, and I felt a deserved win for us too. And after the disappointment of losing to FC Mönchengladbach in the last game, in the last episode, you know, our opening 3 games saw us have 2 defeats from those 3 games and just the 1 win. Well, now from 4 games, it's 2 wins and 2 defeats, and those 2 defeats were away against the top 3 sides, 2 of the top 3 sides in the Bundesliga last season in Bayern Munich and Borussia Mönchengladbach. So, you know, from our first 4 games, you may look at it and say, well, 2 wins, 2 defeats, not amazing, but for me, I'm very, very pleased with the start we've had. You know, I really am. We've looked good early on in all of our games, really. We deserved a win in that one, and I'm very pleased we got it. But still, following that, as you can see here, we saw Arslan was going to go to Stevenage on a 1-year loan. Totally fine with that. And also Olympiacos accepted our £4.5 million bid for the French left-back Masuaku. I really feel like he'd be a good player for us. I know Sakai can do the job there. I know even Yannick could probably play there too. But for me, I want a really good left-back that could grow well for the future. He's only 21 years old, 74 overall already. He's got some nice stats. I think he'll prove to be a really good signing for us. We offer him a contract. We shall wait and see what he says. And straight after that, it was time for transfer deadline day. Hoffenheim came back to us regarding Pierre-Michel Lasogga, who of course missed a penalty in that game against FC Köln. They said they go as high as £11 million. I also put an inquiry behind the scenes, if you will, for the Schalke man Leroy Sané. So Hoffenheim came back to us, said they give us £11 million, and that's halfway between his valuation, £8 million, and our counter offer we asked for, which was £14 million. They said, we'll meet you halfway, we'll meet you in the middle, 11 million, what do you think? And I was like, well, I'm not entirely sure, because he was amazing for Hertha Berlin, and I know he started off quite poor here for Hamburg, but I really wanted to succeed here. But then I thought £11 million for a 78 overall rated striker who may not cut the mustard this year. Maybe that would be a good deal for us, especially because we know that Schalke would only want £10 million for Leroy Sané. I know they were playing in different positions, but I'll discuss that in a moment's time. But either way, Masuaku does come in and become our first signing on transfer deadline day, so really happy with that. Masuaku comes in, and again, for £4.5 million, I think, personally speaking, that is a really good deal. So Masuaku joins the club. You'll see his stats in full in just a moment's time. And also with Hoffenheim, they came back to us regarding the £11.5 million counter offer, said it's £11 million or nothing, take it or leave it, and I said, oh, okay, fine, I'll take it then. I know a lot of you guys will be sitting there saying, are you kidding me? Do you remember the Hertha Berlin days? Well, of course I remember the Hertha Berlin days, but I'm afraid things have changed since then. I don't believe he's going to be as good as he was in that save. I can't see him hitting 89 overall like he did a couple years ago. So Lasogga looks as though he's on his way to Hoffenheim, and as you can see, confirmation he has indeed left for £11 million. So Lasogga is gone. Farewell Lasogga, we hardly knew you, at least this year. And to be honest, I'm fine with that. I really am, because Julian Brandt and Leroy Sané were my 2 replacements I had lined up for Pierre-Michel Lasogga. And knowing we could get both of those for probably less than £11 million made me think that this will probably prove to be a really good decision for us. Because of course, a lot of you guys have been saying I should play Dermich up top. And after Werner scored in the last game as well, after I played him up top, I was thinking that maybe what I could do is change formation and play either Werner as a striker or Dermich as a striker, or even keep it at 4-2-3-1 and have Sané or Brandt coming in, playing on the right side of midfield with Werner on the left and playing Dermich up top. Loads of possibilities regardless, and I don't think Lasogga was going to be key to our success with Hamburg. He could have been important, but I don't think it was going to be the key. But I think one of these young players coming in that have really good potential could prove to be a really good decision. So we're putting in bids here for both Brandt and also Sané. Unfortunately, Schalke and Bayer Leverkusen didn't want to let go of their teenage stars though, unsurprisingly. They want to keep their 19-year-old right midfielders here, but they did say they would accept bids of £10 million each. So I thought to myself, I wouldn't be against going all out and paying that, because we probably could afford to do so if we adjusted the budget, but I still felt as though we could get them cheaper. And as you can see, Schalke did accept an £8 million deal for Leroy Sané, whilst Bayer Leverkusen rejected a £7 million deal for Julian Brandt. So we offer Leroy Sané a contract, 45 grand grand a week on a 5-year deal for a 19-year-old, already getting the paper. But we go ahead and offer him a contract, wait and see what he says, and also put a new bid for Julian Brandt here, putting a bid of £7.5 million. That's £500,000 less than what we were going to pay for Sane, but he does start off 2 ratings lower than Sane, though. Sane starts off with 76 overall. I know I haven't got his scout report, but I've seen him from previous saves. Sane starts off with 76 overall, Brandt at 74 overall, so that's why we offer £500,000 cheaper, £500,000 less, should say, try and get him cheaper. We'll wait and see what Bayer Leverkusen say. But with 4 hours on the clock, though, Leroy Sane came back to us and accepted his contract and says, okay, I'll swap the Veltins Arena for the Volkspark Stadion. I like what you're building there. I want to be around the teenage talent and the young talent you've got at Hamburg. I'll come into the club. But I said, hold the phone, Leroy. Don't come in just yet. Thanks for faxing me your contract. We're going to wait for just a moment's time because I just saw that Bayer Leverkusen accepted a £7.5 million deal for Julian Brandt. So suddenly we've gone from not being able to get hold of either of these two players, with both clubs rejecting bids, to probably being able to choose which player we want. So we offer Julian Brandt a contract, advance for another hour on deadline day. There's 3 hours left, and as you can see, Julian Brandt says, well, if Leroy Sane is going to accept his contract, I may as well do so as well. So both of those youngsters fax me their contracts, or maybe text their contracts nowadays in this digital age, I don't know. But they both accept their contracts. They say that they want to come to the Volkspark Stadion, and now it became about who I wanted to sign. Julian Brandt for £7.5 million or Sane for £8 million. Which player did I want to bring in? And here's a question for you guys. Who would you sign in this situation? Brandt or Sane? Comment below. Who would you choose to bring to your club for these deals? Would you take Brandt at £7.5 million or Sane at £8 million? Well, I wasn't entirely sure. I like the look of both of them. I wish I could afford both of them, but sadly, I was only allowed to have one. I was like a kid in a candy store that wanted both of these really nice treats, but unfortunately, could only pick the one. Which one was I going to choose? Julian Brandt or Leroy Sane? Remind me of a bit of Pokemon at the start when Professor Oak says, which Pokemon do you want? You don't know who to go for. It was either Sane or Brandt from Schalke or Bayer Leverkusen. Who was going to come in? Well, in the end, I decided to go with the blue Pokemon, Schalke. Leroy Sane, he's going to come in. Julian Brandt gets rejected. Well, he gets stalled, but eventually it goes away. Julian Brandt isn't going to come in. Leroy Sane is going to come in instead, and he does arrive for £8 million. And I must admit, I think I've made the right choice there. Now, I know Sane, I do believe, has 1 rating lower on potential, but he's 2 ratings higher to begin with. If Brandt came in, he'd probably be on the bench to begin with. Sane will come in and be a first-team player, be thrown straight in the first team. You'll see what happens with the formation in the next episodes. I show you how I'm going to set up the Hamburg side now after all these insane transfers. And as you can see, there was only 1 hour left on deadline day, and that ended that. So some deadline day drama with 3 hours to go. We complete a new signing. Sane comes in. Julian Brandt doesn't arrive at the Volkspark Stadion. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think to these deals? Have I made some good deals here, some smart transfer business, or have I made the wrong call? Let me know in the comment section down below, and don't forget to tell me who you would have signed in that situation. Leroy Sane or Julian Brandt? Did I pick the right player, or did I choose the wrong one? Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about these transfers during this first 4 episodes, and whether I made the right deals or not. That is going to be today's episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode, though, guys. So thanks very much for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the 4th episode, then please do consider leaving a like. So it's of course much appreciated, and really helps the channel grow as well. In the next episode, we'll see the debuts of Masuaku and also Leroy Sane as well. So let me know in the comment section down below, good transfer business or not. Let me know, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode very soon.